Debbie Green Thumb loves plants. She likes to take care of them and to watch them grow. She likes to visit gardens to see the beautiful flowers. The pretty colors and wonderful smells are nice to be around. In fact, flowers do a lot to make our world beautiful. We like to have flowers around the outside of our homes. Debbie knows that plants do more for us than make our world a prettier place. For instance, plants provide us with foods. Think of all the vegetables and fruits we enjoy. Plants are also responsible for things you might not think of. Bread and cakes are made from flour, which is the ground-up grains or seeds of wheat. Hamburgers and steaks come from cattle. The cattle eat plants like corn, grains, and grass. The cattle eat plants, and we eat the meat from the cattle. The syrup for pancakes and waffles comes from the sap of maple trees. These buckets are used to collect the maple sap and then is turned into maple syrup. Cows couldn't produce milk unless they had plants to eat. In fact, all life on Earth needs plants to survive. We eat a lot of foods that come directly from plants. Corn, rice, and wheat are seeds. Beets and carrots are roots. Spinach, lettuce, and cabbage are leaves. Celery and asparagus are stems. Broccoli and cauliflower are flowers. Apples, bananas, and oranges are fruits. Plants are the only real food makers on our planet. The chemical chlorophyll in the leaves gives the plant its green color and is necessary to carry on the plant's food-making process. The plant with chlorophyll takes water, minerals, carbon dioxide, and the energy of the sun to make food. This food-making process is called photosynthesis. Food produced by plants keeps all life going. Animals and plants form food chains based on how they feed on each other. Plants are at the bottom of most food chains as they are the food makers. Then animals feed on the plants, and other animals feed on these animals, and so on. A food chain is the method energy in the form of food is passed from one thing to another. Even in the ocean, plants are the food makers and the start of food chains. Very small plants called plankton are eaten by small fish, who are then eaten by large fish, and so on and so on. Many animals called herbivores eat plants, while other animals called carnivores are meat eaters that feed on animals. They may be predators which hunt, attack, and kill their prey, or scavengers which feed on dead animals they find. Omnivores are animals that eat both plants and animals. If plants were to die out and disappear, the animals that feed on the plants would have nothing to eat, and they would die off also. Then the meat eaters would have no food, and they too would die. So actually, all life on our planet needs plants. But don't forget about the other very important job plants do. They release oxygen into the air during their food-making process. The oxygen is needed by animals and humans to live. If there was no oxygen, all animals and humans would die. Plants and animals need each other. Animals breathe out or exhale a gas called carbon dioxide that plants need to make food. Plants use water and minerals from the soil, carbon dioxide from the air, and sunlight to make food. The plant changes those things into food for themselves, and then plants release oxygen into the air. Animals need the oxygen to breathe and survive, so plants and animals need each other. We give plants carbon dioxide, and plants give us a fresh supply of oxygen. There are other important ways plants are used. One of the most important uses of plants is that over 50% of medicines used by humans come from plants or plant products. The curing and healing effects of plants have been known for thousands of years. This shaman is a modern-day medicine man, skilled in the use of plants to cure disease and illness. He lives in the rainforest and locates and prepares medicines from the rich supply of plants all around him. Many scientists are worried that humans are wiping out the rainforests to make room for farms and cattle grazing. The rainforests contain half of all kinds of animals and plants found on Earth. These rich jungles have such a huge number of animal and plant types that most have not been identified or studied. It could be plants or animals in the rainforests capable of providing the answers to many of our health problems, like cancer. Another important use of plants is the making of clothing. Cotton comes from the cotton plant. The wool in these gloves and this hat come from sheep. The sheep eat grass and other plants. Many shoes are made from leather, which comes from the hide or skin of animals. The animals eat plants to live and grow. Lumber comes from trees, and of course trees are plants. Lumber is used to make homes and furniture. Gasoline, which is used to power our cars and trucks, comes from plants and animals that died millions of years ago. The plants died and were buried by earthquakes, volcanoes, and landslides. Under all that pressure, the plants turned to petroleum, which is now used to make many things, including gasoline. Coal, which is used to make electricity at many power plants, was originally plant life that lived millions of years ago. Coal, oil, and petroleum products are called fossil fuels because they were formed over millions of years of being buried underground. These fossil fuels will someday run out, and they will not be replaced because the kinds of plants and animals that lived millions of years ago no longer exist. Plants are used to hold soil in place. The roots help to stop soil from eroding or sliding away during rain and windstorms. When plants are cleared from a field, there is a danger that all the good topsoil will be washed away. Paper is made from the pulp of trees. There are more things than you can imagine that come from plants. Debbie knows that plants are alive and have needs of their own to continue to live. She knows how important it is for plants to live, and that plants give us much more than pretty smells, beautiful blossoms, and food to eat. Debbie would like other people to care about plants as much as she does. Debbie is afraid that people sometimes forget how important plants are to life on our planet. She feels that many people forget that plants are living things that need water, sunlight, and rich soil with minerals in it. Now, it's time for a quiz on some of the material covered by this video production. You can use the Black Line Master number 2 or a separate sheet of paper to write your answers. The first part of the quiz is a multiple choice section. Choose the best answer to complete the statement. Question number 1. The food-making process of plants is called blank. A. Chlorophyll. B. Photosynthesis. C. Plankton. Or D. Chains. Question number 2. The chemical that gives green plants their color and helps with food making is called blank. A. Chlorophyll. B. Photosynthesis. C. Plankton. Or D. Chains. Question number 3. The microscopic one-celled plants in the oceans are called blank. A. Chlorophyll. B. Photosynthesis. C. Plankton. or D, chains? Question number 4. What gas do animals give off that plants need for food making? A, chlorophyll, B, methane, C, carbon dioxide, or D, oxygen? Question number 5. What gas is given off by plants that animals need to live? A, chlorophyll, B, methane, C, carbon dioxide, or D, oxygen? Now we will change from multiple choice to short answer questions. Write a short answer for each of the following questions. Question number 6. More than half of the medicines used today come from plants. Why is it important to protect our rainforests? Question number 7. What are fossil fuels and how are they important to humans? Question number 8. Why will fossil fuels one day be gone, never to return? Question number 9. Make a list on the back of your paper of uses for plants. Don't include any examples of food products.